Turkmenistan just broke every rule in the book with what they are building. A secretive nation quietly constructing the most bizarre mega projects on Earth. From billion-dollar ghost cities to entire capitals built out of white marble. But here is what almost nobody realizes. This is not just about showing off wealth. What they are really building reveals a story of power, control, and ambition unlike anything you have ever seen. And once you see the scale of it, you will understand why the world should be paying attention. Let's start with the one that shattered every idea we had about smart cities. Arkadag, a $5 billion technological marvel that opened in 2023. But here's the twist that changes everything about this story. This isn't just another smart city. This is a fully automated urban environment designed for 73,000 residents, expandable to 300,000, with complete 5G coverage, internationally certified green building standards, and a mandate that only electric vehicles can operate within city limits. Imagine a place where every building is connected, every system is automated, and every resident lives in what's essentially a real-life simulation of the future. The technology here is absolutely insane. We're talking about integrated Internet of Things systems controlling everything from traffic lights to waste management, smart sensors monitoring air quality in real time, automated parking systems that can handle thousands of vehicles without human intervention. And here's what gave me goosebumps. The entire city runs on renewable energy with backup systems that could power a small country. But here's where it gets absolutely mind-bending. Despite costing $5 billion and being fully operational, Arkadag remains largely empty. Satellite images show pristine streets, perfect buildings, and virtually no human activity. It's like they built the future and forgot to invite people to live in it. Why would anyone spend $5 billion on an empty city? The answer reveals something terrifying about how authoritarian states operate in the 21st century. Arkadag might be the most expensive ghost town ever built, but what Turkmenistan constructed in their capital makes that look like pocket change. What I'm about to show you holds not one, not two, but multiple Guinness World Records. And the scale will make your head spin. This is Ashgabat, officially the most marble-covered city on Earth. And when I say marble-covered, I mean they've broken physics with what they've achieved here. 543 buildings, 4.5 million square meters, all covered in pristine white marble. That's not just a city, that's a monument to excess that makes Las Vegas look subtle. The Guinness World Records Committee had to create new categories just to document what Turkmenistan accomplished here. But the marble buildings are just the beginning of their record-breaking obsession. They built the world's largest indoor Ferris wheel at 47.6 meters, inside a building. The largest architectural star structure ever constructed. And get this, 27 fountains in a single location. Because apparently, 26 wasn't enough to make their point. Here's what's truly frightening about this marble obsession. The maintenance costs alone exceed the annual budgets of most developing nations. Every building requires constant cleaning, polishing, and replacement. We're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars annually just to keep the marble looking perfect. And here's the part that shocked even me. Most of these marble palaces remain largely unused. They built the most expensive urban landscape in human history, and it functions more like a museum than a living city. If you think covering an entire city in marble is excessive, wait until you see what they built for sports. The next project cost $5 billion and covers an area larger than some countries' capitals. And the centerpiece will make you question everything you thought you knew about stadium design. This is the Ashgabat Olympic Complex. $5 billion of pure sporting ambition spread across 157 hectares. But the centerpiece is what makes this truly unbelievable. A 45,000-seat stadium crowned with a massive marble horse head sculpture that's visible from space. This isn't just architecture. This is a statement of power carved in stone and steel. The horse head alone required more marble than most countries use in a decade. But here's where it gets even more insane. They built a monorail system just to transport people around the complex. 12,000 athlete beds in accommodation that rivals five-star hotels. Training facilities so advanced that Olympic committees from around the world study their design. The complex was built specifically for the 2017 Asian Indoor Games, a 2-week event that cost $5 billion to host. That's more than most countries spend on their entire Olympic bids, and they did it for a regional competition. Here's the math that will blow your mind. $5 billion divided by 2 weeks equals $357 million per day. They spent more per day on this event than most nations spend on education annually. And now, the complex sits largely unused, maintained by hundreds of staff members who keep it in perfect condition for events that rarely come. These projects might seem excessive, but they're nothing compared to Turkmenistan's most ambitious gamble. What I'm about to show you has been under construction for over 30 years, costs $10 billion, and could reshape the geopolitics of an entire region, if they ever finish it. This is TAPI, the Turkmenistan-Afghanistan-Pakistan-India gas pipeline, and it represents the most expensive geopolitical bet in Central Asian history. 1,821 kilometers of pipeline designed to transport 33 billion cubic meters of natural gas annually. That's enough energy to power entire countries. The project promises to connect Turkmenistan's massive gas reserves to some of the world's fastest-growing economies. But here's where the story takes a dark turn. After more than 30 years of planning and $10 billion in investments, only 214 kilometers have been completed, all within Turkmenistan's borders. That's less than 12% of the total pipeline. Why the delays? The pipeline must cross Afghanistan, one of the world's most unstable regions. Every few years, new conflicts, regime changes, and security concerns push completion dates further into the future. Meanwhile, Turkmenistan continues pouring money into a project that may never be finished. Here's what's truly mind-bending about this situation. Turkmenistan is betting their economic future on a pipeline that depends on stability in Afghanistan. It's like building a bridge to nowhere and hoping the destination will eventually exist. The geopolitical implications are staggering. If completed, TAPI could shift energy dynamics across South Asia. If it fails, Turkmenistan will have spent $10 billion on the world's most expensive monument to optimism. While TAPI represents Turkmenistan's biggest gamble, their next project shows they're not just thinking about energy and politics. They're building something that transforms desert into paradise. And the engineering behind it is absolutely revolutionary. Welcome to Avaza, where Turkmenistan decided to build a water wonderland in the middle of the desert. And the scale of what they've achieved here defies everything we know about desert engineering. This isn't just an aqua park. This is a 30-hectare aquatic complex featuring a 7,000 cubic meter glass oceanarium in a landlocked desert nation. They literally brought the ocean to the desert and made it work. 12 hectares of pure water attractions, wave pools that generate perfect surfing conditions, water slides that would make Disney jealous, and a 1,650-seat amphitheater for performances surrounded by artificial beaches. But here's the engineering marvel that gave me goosebumps. The entire complex operates on the Caspian Sea coast, but they had to create artificial ecosystems to support marine life thousands of kilometers from their natural habitats. We're talking about climate-controlled environments that maintain perfect conditions for tropical fish in a region where temperatures can exceed 50 degrees Celsius. The water management system alone is a technological masterpiece. Filtration systems that process millions of liters daily. Cooling systems that keep water temperatures perfect year-round. And backup systems that ensure the aquatic life survives even during power outages. This is what happens when a nation decides that geography is just a suggestion. Avaza shows Turkmenistan's mastery over nature, but their collection of world records reveals something even more bizarre about this nation's obsession with being the biggest, tallest, and most unusual at everything they touch. Turkmenistan doesn't just break world records, they collect them like trophies. And some of these records are so bizarre, they had to convince Guinness that new categories needed to exist. Giant golden statues that rotate to follow the sun. Buildings designed to revolve completely every 24 hours. The world's largest carpet, not in a building, but woven as a single piece covering thousands of square meters. They built the tallest flagpole in the world, then built an even taller one when someone else claimed the record. They constructed the largest indoor fountain, the biggest book sculpture, and the most expensive tea set ever created. But here's what's truly mind-bending about this record obsession. Each record costs millions to achieve and maintain. They're spending more on world records than most countries spend on healthcare. It's like they decided that being normal was the enemy. And every project had to push the boundaries of what's possible, regardless of cost or practicality. Now that you've seen how Turkmenistan is reshaping Central Asia through impossible architecture, you need to see what's happening next door. Turkey is building projects that make Turkmenistan's megastructures look small. And their strategy could reshape the entire Middle East. Click on this video where I reveal Turkey's master plan that has world leaders losing sleep. This is the story that changes everything about how you see Turkey's role in the global future.